You are listening to the Two Writers Walk Into a Bar podcast. In every episode, our goal is to help, inspire, and celebrate authors' journey to publication by reading and critiquing query letters, then tackle a writing topic we hope you find helpful. Hey, welcome back to Two Writers Walk Into a Bar. Ken, it feels like it's been forever.
It has. No, it feels that way, yes.
Guys, we apologize. We took like a break, just turned into a longer break, and well, we're back. So welcome back to Two Writers Walk Into a Bar. Ken, how are you?
Yep. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh my gosh, it's hot. It's really hot here where I'm at. It's 90
Mm,
degrees. I'm sweating. I have my cold beer though, so I'm ready. What are you drinking tonight?
Yeah, you already know. Everybody
hmm
knows. Moab the Grand.
Okay, my favorite too.
The
It was so
classic.
hot. I couldn't do a cocktail. I couldn't do wine. I was like, no, I need a cold beer. It's too hot. It's just way too
Yeah.
hot. Yes.
It was
So,
103 here yesterday.
oh yuck. Ew, gross.
103. But I have an AC in my window, so we're feeling nice.
Oh yeah, yucky. Okay, well, 103 then. I won't cry about my 90 degrees then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
last time it was
it's
snowing, I
humidity
think.
too, right? It
For
was. Yeah,
us,
literally the last time we talked, it was snowing in May.
it was snowing. Yeah. So, well, their summer finally came. Well,
Yep.
anyway, so how are you doing? How are things? How's writing going?
I literally finished writing my 6th book today.
Yay!
Snuck
Yeah,
it in.
hooray, hooray.
And I wrote the end, and I was like, finally. It took me an entire year to write this book, when normally it
Yeah.
would be a 3-month project, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah,
We're
you
here.
know what? Some books are like that. Some
Yeah.
books take a little longer, some take a little shorter. I was supposed to be done with
Yeah.
this book last July, or was it? I think
Yeah.
something
I
like
think it was
that.
last October,
Oh yeah.
right?
Okay, so it took me to like I think April or May.
Yeah. we had an off year for a few things.
You know what? It's okay. We got it done. We finished. Hey, a lot of people don't
We
even
did.
finish a book, so we're doing pretty good.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing pretty good. I
Agreed.
think we can pat ourselves on the back.
Yes, for sure.
Well, I editing mine still, but I sent it off. I sent off a few queries, because I know it takes months to even get a reply. So I figure by the time I'm done, I had a critique partner went all the way through it with me. I had another critique partner we're about halfway, and then with you. So I feel like I'm kind of getting like not really getting a lot of too many things. And honestly, between the three of you guys, they were all about the same. So I felt like, oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool, So I feel like it's pretty good edited. I just want to go in at the beginning again and really, really I feel like it's clean, but I just feel like I need to add in more emotion because I did send it into an agent for a Twitter pitch contest, whatever. And I got a couple of likes from agents and she rejected it, but she told me it wasn't enough emotionality. And I sent her the first 2 chapters. So I said, okay, so at least I got some feedback with that. So now I'm kind of going in and digging a little bit deeper with my character and trying to get a little bit more of that emotionality from her. So I think what I was trying to do was I was just trying to rush the pacing, those first few or the first chapter. So now I'm kind of like, okay, now I'm just going to go a little deeper, go a little slower, really get into knowing my character. So I was pretty happy with that. And so I'm kind of focusing on that, and then I'll query in other batches. But so I'm just kind of waiting for that first batch,
Nice.
All the declines that come with it, whatever, it's fine.
Oh
But yeah, so and I have my next story idea.
Oh, beautiful.
Which is completely different than the one that I've been talking about in the past.
Oh, okay.
So it's totally different. I haven't even told you what it's about yet. And I think I'm moving towards the adult genre with this book. It's going to be for adults.
Sweet.
I just feel like with the young adult, the market's so saturated. I mean, the market's saturated anyway, but I just feel like, I don't know, it's a lot harder. The book that I just finished is my 5th book for like YA, and
Yeah.
or fourth book actually, because the other one was adult, but I never queried it. But I just feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just struggling getting into that market. So this one is going to be, I think, adult. I think my main character is going to be like 19, 20 years old. So a little on the
Oh,
younger
sweet.
side, but
So
still.
maybe like that new adult category that's really popping right now.
Well, I don't. Is it
It,
popping? I don't know if it's popping in traditional, but I mean, I don't know.
no, no, it is popping. I believe. Like I see agents, they're looking for new adult, which is
Well, I don't know. We'll
you know,
see.
the if you don't know, it's the gap between YA and adult, basically,
Yeah,
right there in
for
the
those of you
teenage
listening, yeah.
20s,
Yeah, so it's
college
kind of like
years. Yeah.
19 to what is it, like 21 or something like that, or 23? I forget.
22, like
Yeah,
college years, college
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so in that range. But I
But
mean,
I don't know if I could pull it off,
not
man. I'm just gonna
necessarily.
see. Yeah,
Adult, I mean, but 19 can go adult or new adult. Like new adult just had touches of YA thrown in. That's all. A little bit of the more flavor of the
yeah.
YA.
Yeah, because I know that when it's like full fledged adult, they expect a
Yeah,
way adult themes, and I don't know if I want to write that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I can, sorry, my cord got
Well,
stuck
look
there.
into it before you start. Look into it. You know what I mean, and see. Do your
Yeah,
research and figure it out.
I
But
yeah, I kind of figured, but I'm excited to start that one, but right now I kind of want to clean up this one, finish querying it, and then start.
yeah,
But I've already kind of started plotting.
yeah, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
my novel I literally finished about 6 hours ago. I took it and I threw it in the trunk. It's gonna sit in there for a while.
Oh, okay, so you're not going to do edits
I'm
on it
not
for a
touching
while.
it for a little bit. Yeah, it
Okay.
needs to sit in there and cool off and off gas some of the horrible vapors from taking a year to write it, and then I'll come back and
Okay.
attack it.
Well, what are you? So, are you going to work on something in between, or are you just going to take a break?
Well, as you know, I'm not ready to announce it yet, but I may be editing an older piece, and maybe there's some more
Hmm.
for that to come in the future that
Okay.
we'll announce here
All
when
right.
it's ready.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Exciting,
Yeah,
exciting stuff. All right. So,
for sure.
what are you reading right now? Oh, I left
Right
my
now,
book
I
over
am
there.
reading
Yeah.
my book's somewhere over there too. I'm reading The Will of the Many by James Islington.
Oh, what's the genre? What is it?
Fantasy.
Oh, it's fantasy?
Fantasy? Yeah, it's the first of a series, yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to find mine.
And
Okay, it's my
I'm not that far into it.
Oh, okay, same. So it's fantasy, and what's it
Yeah.
about?
I don't know yet. I'm not that far
Well,
into it. I just
yeah.
literally
Okay.
read 1 or 2 pages.
Okay. Well, I'm
Um,
reading the unfortunate side effects of
yeah,
heartbreak and magic. So it's like a little witchy book. Yeah. So
interesting.
yeah, a little more romance.
That's
Yeah, kind
cool.
of changing it up a bit. So
That's all
I
right.
like it. I think I'm like on
Yeah.
chapter 3, so I just started it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then I have to always throw in my audiobook.
Oh yes.
I'm also listening to Lonesome Duff by McMurtry.
Oh, okay.
You
Is
know the
that
old 80s Lonesome Dove?
Yeah,
It's a western.
yes, I was gonna say I think that's a Western. Okay, yeah. Oh wow, that's an oldie.
It's a western, yeah. No, it's from it was written in 85, but all of my favorite fantasy authors, Joe Abercrombie said that reading Lonesome Dove was his greatest influence on his First
Oh
Law
wow.
series.
Oh,
So I'm like, oh,
that's
I gotta
nice.
go experience. I gotta experience
See
it.
if you can get some inspiration, maybe.
I want to get some of the mojo. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
makes sense. Yeah. Oh, good. All right. Okay. Yeah. I will say that I didn't read anything before. I was trying to read. What was the book I was trying to read? I forgot what I was trying to read one, but I just been struggling with the reading lately because because I'm reading like critique partners' work and I'm trying to edit my work and
Yeah.
then I work. Like I'm
Yes.
struggling with my reading like an actual book. I mean, I am reading, but I'm reading like
Yes.
critique partners' work. So
Yes.
yeah, this is the first book
I
that I've
haven't read
picked
a
up.
book since Hellbent,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
the book 2 of Lee Bardugo's new series, the Ninth
Right.
House series, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, you
I
read the
literally
second
haven't
one
read that.
already?
Oh, I read the second one in about 12 hours
Oh,
straight.
jeez. Okay, so is
I
that
couldn't
good,
put it
huh?
down. I just fuck
Oh,
everything else. I just read the whole fucking thing. It was a page turner.
oh, that's awesome.
It,
Oh, great. Okay.
it's good.
All right. So we do have a query today, and I feel really bad because we've had this query sitting in our email for like a good month, I think, for a good minute. So I apologize to
Me and
Jay.
her
I believe
went
he's
back and forth with things that came up. So, you
yeah,
know,
we had a busy schedule, so it
I
was
want to
nuts. But
apologize.
Jay, we apologize. We want to thank you for
Yeah,
sending it
sorry.
in. So we're finally getting to your query. He may have already had someone else look at it. He may have already been started querying. I don't know, but we're gonna go through it
Yeah.
anyway, just in case. Maybe he was like us and had some. It's summer. People are going on vacation. The 4th of July is coming up. Like people are busy, so maybe. So I'm gonna go. We're gonna jump into that here um, I right now. Sorry.
All
All
right,
right.
let's roll.
So here we go. All right, here we go. All right, dear two writers walking too far. I'm seeking representation for my 91,000 word teen slasher, Redacted, my debut standalone novel with series potential. Redacted begins with 17-year-old May Neves or Naves, I'm not sure, leaving behind her home in Florida to start life anew at Hillcrest High in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Her hope is to forget the carnage she had suffered through the year before at the hands of the Mask, a ghost face resembling murderer who had cut short the life of many of May's friends. Once May lands in Idaho Falls, her hopes of leading a normal life get quickly shattered. Her wacky Aunt Franny, in whose home she is staying, has told a neighbor all about her, and the news begins to spread like wildfire. The friends May manages to make it Hillcrest, including April Levine lookalike Hope, quiz nerd Brooke, and surprisingly school president and cool girl Kate McDonald, begin to turn away from her as May's past gets her connected to the brutal murder of head cheerleader Max Korick, May's sworn enemy at the new school. Soon enough, as more and more people from Hillcrest get murdered in ways that cannot be mistaken for random, unable to trust anyone, May is forced to take matters into her own hands in order to uncover the identity of the new masked killer. Pressure mounts as May herself becomes designated the primary suspect in the ongoing investigation, while also realizing that whoever is hiding behind the mask this time wants to get her framed for the crimes too. The plot of my book has been inspired in equal measure by classic slasher flicks such as the Scream franchise and more modern retellings like Fox's Scream Queens. When it comes to the overall style, as well as aiming to be on the funny side, the story has a lot of the trauma propelled atmosphere of Stephanie Perkins' There's Someone Inside Your House and Adam Cesari's 90s slashers influenced Clown in a Cornfield. Since the amount of gore is not overwhelming, the novel should appeal to horror loving young adults and other suspense oriented readers alike. I am a young author with a few completed novels under my belt that I'm hoping will get to acquire an audience. Thank you for your consideration, Jay Kiris. I think it's Kiris. I'm not sure. All right. So, Jay, again, sorry that this is so late, and thank you for submitting your query. We appreciate it. So, this query comes in at 379 words. So, you're in the sweet spot. You're right there. We know that agents ask for queries to be between 250 and 400 at the high. So, you're pretty good. Okay, so a couple of things that I wanted to point out was one, you don't have a hook. I know you could potentially, I mean, Scream, that's a big comp, but I feel like if you had a good hook, it might help. But you don't have to. It's just something that we say here. So feel free to disregard or make one. It's up to you. Um, and then, okay, there was a sentence here that I think you could probably use another edit on your query. The sentence here that says, and surprisingly, school president and cool girl Kate McDonald began to turn away from her as May's past gets her connected to the brutal murder. I think you could just say, as May's past connects her to the brutal murder. I just feel like it reads a little bit better, and you kind of get rid of a couple of unnecessary words there. And also, I think you had an extra word in here that you just forgot to delete, but I think you need to delete designated, because it says pressure mounts as May herself becomes designated the primary suspect. I'm not sure if designated needs to be there, so I think you could just delete that. Of course, Ken can
Yeah.
always say something else. But in that same sentence, you go on to say, realizing that whoever is hiding behind the mask this time wants to get her framed for the crimes too. I think you could get rid of for the crimes, or just get her, yeah, just get her framed. But also, my question is why does she think it's a new mask killer? Did the other mass killer get killed in the past? Or is and if so, then maybe you can say like this is a copycat murder. If the killer did not get killed in the past, then I think you could just say the killer, like, I mean, in the title it says he's come back. The killer has returned and he's got his sights set on May, because I don't know, maybe she's like the lone surviving girl, the last surviving girl. That's a popular trope, I think, in horror books. So I was just confused with the whoever is hiding behind the mask this time, and there was another of the new masked killer. So to uncover the identity of the new masked killer. So again, I would mention what happened to the masked killer. If he's dead, then this is a copycat, right? So and that's really attractive to an agent. You got a copycat killer, that's very intriguing. Or again, if he is alive and he's coming back, which I'm guessing that's what it is, because by the title of the book, I'm guessing, but I'm not sure. So I would fix that or delete it, or I'm not sure, but that kind of threw me off a little bit. And then, so I know that you use the Fox's Scream Queens. Now I love that show because Jamie Lee Curtis was in it, and I'm obsessed. Okay, so I freaking love, and Emma Roberts. I was sold. I'm a Gen X. This came out in 2015, and I feel like a young adult reader, like a 17-year-old, was like 9 years old at the time. They may not have seen that. So they may not know what this is. And I mean, maybe your agent would know, but I feel like maybe that's a little bit of an older comp. And I would try to find something a little newer in a book today. I mean, you do have there's someone inside your house, and then the clown in the cornfield, which I cannot believe that slipped my fingers, because I had to look that up at first because I didn't know what it was. And that book sounds amazing. And your book definitely fits with that one. So just a couple of things. I mean, that was pretty much oh, and then also at the end of your letter, I would put if you're on social media. Are you on Instagram? Are you on Twitter? I would provide those links for the agent so that they can find you and just look see where you are on social media. And then any or you have novel, so that's fine. Um, I mean, I know that they say it doesn't really matter if you self-publish. I don't know if that's self-published or if you just finished novels. I don't know. But I would definitely put where you are in social media. And I think that's all I had. Do you have anything you want to add, Ken?
Yeah. So basically, I agree with everything that you said there. Pretty much to the T. But
Mm-hmm.
there's one thing that jumped out at me, that stood out, that bothered me when reading it. Not bothered me, but caught my writer brain.
Yeah.
There's a line in the first paragraph where it says, "A ghost-faced resembling murderer who had cut short the life of many of May's friends." Now you're supposed to write a query kind of in a little voicey, in your character's voice a little bit, and if
Mm-hmm.
not, like the way that line hit me is just way too nonchalant. If it's kind of May's idea that her friends were cut down a little bit, like I feel like you'd get more of an emotional strike with that if you used a little bit different language there. It sounds too like, so
Yeah.
what, her friends were cut down a little bit. It just
It's
sounds,
either making her sound cold, or it sounds like you wrote the query, Jay, and not in the character's
yes.
voice.
Yes, one of the two. I think you can like, you can still say stay YA and use a little bit harsher language, because if that's May talking about her friends getting cut down,
Yeah.
like, if you read over it, let's see, a Ghostface resembling murderer who had cut short the life. That was the word. Cut short the life of many of May's friends. That sounds like not that bad at all. They cut short the life, you know. I think you could just find a little more, a little harder vocabulary
A little
there
more
to,
emotional, with
a little
showing a
more
little more
emotional.
emotion.
Yeah, just that. I had a few things that you already touched on when I went through it, and so yeah, that was the only one that I think, that you missed that I
Yeah,
wanted to touch on.
that's good. Yeah, it's really good. Because I feel like the rest is kind of voicey. But yeah, except for that part. And I would go, Jay, I would go through and read this out loud to yourself. And if any sentences feel a little weird or clunky, or if you can just like shorten a little bit, um, you could probably cut this down. You could probably cut it down.
Text to voice. I use text to voice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can plug it in the program, and you'll have a robotic
Mhm.
voice read it back to you, and you can literally hear where it has issues.
Yeah, you can hear it, and if it just doesn't read, it just should be very rhythmic, like with a nice quick rhythm. But if you're
Yeah,
finding that you're kind of tripping over some of your words, or it's just not, yeah, just go. I would go in with another edit. I would go
yeah,
with another edit. Okay, so Jay did send in his first pages, so I want to go over that. The first pages basically just talk about. He has a very quick. It's almost like a prologue, but it's not quite the way that he. It's not like it starts off with a prologue. It just basically starts off with like him killing her friends at her old school. So, and it's
yeah,
kind of like giving a little bit of background, and then we see her entering her new school. Those are the pages that he sent.
yeah,
So, but we get a little bit of a glimpse of the students that this killer killed, and like the friends. And I use friends because they weren't really her friends. They were definitely people who were using her for her dad's status and house. So, because he set
yeah.
that up very nicely. I will say that the writing was great. And honestly, Jay, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I would read the shit out of this book. I would literally read the shit out of this book because it sounds really great. I love slasher stories. Give me all of them. I'll read them. I'll devour them. They're great. So I already love the premise. Okay. I would say, okay, there were a couple things that jumped out at me. Again, I would go through and edit. Some of those sentences were a little clunky, a little odd. And again, if you read it out loud, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, I need to fix that." Okay, so because there just was a few things that I was just like, I'm not sure. Like for example, let me see if I can find it. Um, let me see. At least May realized that was what the papers made that day out to have been like later in retrospect. I think you should rewrite that. And that is the first sentence of the second paragraph. I would
Yeah.
definitely go through and rewrite that because it reads very odd. And that's right away. Remember, you're sending these pages to an agent, and when they read that, they might pass. They might pass for that sentence alone. It reads very, very
Yeah.
odd, very clunky. It just needs.
Very
It looks
clunky.
like you didn't. Yeah, it looks like you didn't go and edit. Like you didn't do that like final pass through these pages. So I would recommend doing that. Okay. And then a couple things that popped out at me. You have an example of Brad Pitt and Thelma and Louise. Okay. Well, I was a teenager when Thelma and Louise came out, and Brad Pitt became my obsession. Okay. That was a long time ago. And I can guarantee you that 17-year-olds don't know what Thelma and Louise is because I asked my daughter earlier and she didn't know what I was talking about. Brad Pitt, she kind of knows a little bit, probably because I'm still obsessed with him. But I can guarantee you, your 17-year-old reader is not going to get that reference. They're just not going to get it. I get it
No.
because I'm Gen X. I'm older. That movie was when I was a teenager. I love that movie, obsessed with that movie. But teenagers today, no, they're not gonna. it's not going to connect. So I would use, maybe find a newer, like hotter guys in the scene, or make one up. You can make up a popular hot guy for your book. Um, and then the other thing was, you also have a reference down at the bottom for, which I actually loved when I read it. I actually really loved it. I thought it was great, about the Devil Wears Prada. She gives her, a Devil Wears Prada once over. Again, that movie, I believe that movie came out um, in 2006. So
Hmm.
your reader was born in 2006. There's no way that they saw The Devil Wears Prada. So again, I mean, you can even probably use Mean Girls, because Mean Girls has kind of become popular again, especially like on TikTok. I think a lot of the kids today probably know what Mean Girls is. But I would find maybe another like newer reference that their teenagers today would connect with. So those were, like, I think my only two things that just popped out of my old lady brain. But other than that, I thought it had great voice. I really, again, I really love the story. I really hope this gets published because it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Ken, do you have anything to add?
No, you pretty much nailed it. That sentence jumped out and hurt my head real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. Which is okay.
Yeah.
I've written sentences that do it too. I go back and like, what did I do here?
Yep.
But
I've
yeah.
done it too.
The older references too. By the way, 2006, those kids are 18 now. Just wanted you to know,
Yes.
because my youngest is
Well,
18,
my youngest
born
was
in
born in
'06.
2006. She's 17 right now. She'll be 18 in December. So
This year.
that's why I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, yeah.
this year, but she's
But I'm like,
17.
that's not even your audience. They're reading adult books or new adult,
Yeah.
So
I mean, well,
your
by the time
audience is
this
born in
gets,
like 2010.
yeah, by the time this gets published, it's going to be like 18 months, 2 years, maybe. So yeah,
Yeah.
again, it's just a little
So
bit of
yeah,
an older reference. Yeah.
a lot of older references. But I mean, you nailed that part there. That jumped out to me also. But
Yeah.
that line also, another edit. A polishing pass, text to speech, have somebody read it to you, read it yourself. You'll hear it.
Or you could
Um,
go on critiquematch.com, because that's where Ken and I met,
yes, you can.
and find a
Yeah,
critique partner. I don't know if you already have one, Jay, but if you don't, I would highly recommend getting a critique partner, because, again, like we always say on here, we just don't see our flaws. As writers, it's
no,
hard sometimes to say that, and you need somebody to point it out. I mean, it hurts at first to have them point out these things, but you know what? You
it
get
does.
thicker skin over time, and then you know that they're trying to help you, and you want to become a better writer. So you have to take the criticism, constructive
Yeah,
criticism.
for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. But overall, I thought that it had great voice. I thought you have a lot of
Hmm.
talent, a lot of prospects with this book. It was really good and really well written, besides a few
I
things that stood
definitely
out, which edit
feel,
can take care of.
yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
feel like this book would have a freaking chance right now.
Hmm.
So I love. I
Hmm.
mean, I love it. I love it. I think you would have an
Yeah,
audience
for
for
sure.
it.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope it
for
becomes
sure.
becomes a movie, because I would watch it
Yeah.
for sure.
It's that last polishing pass that just need to go
Yeah.
through and clean up your word. That's it. And
Yep.
other than that, it looks like a cool premise. I like it. Writing's good. You got all the pieces are there, just gotta polish them up.
Yep.
That's what I
So
say.
Jay did say in his email that he sent us, I'm just gonna look at it really quick. He wanted to know if he felt that we should get rid of the little prologue, the introduction, because he says he starts it with that introduction of going back and showing what happened with the killer. So I kind of went back and forth on this, because
Yeah.
I was trying to think, like, yeah, you kind of given away a lot, and it would be nice to sort of discover that along. I think that you could do the flashbacks
Yeah.
throughout the story, like maybe something triggers her, like this PTSD, something happens, and she's remembering when these other killings happen, or the party,
Yeah.
whatever the party was. But I don't think it's bad. Like, I didn't think it was, I didn't get the vibe that you shouldn't, but I'm interested to see what you think, Ken.
Cut that shit. That's my opinion. I
Really?
mean, it's okay. Yes, it works, but I think it works so much better if you could just, spend maybe even a little more, like maybe a couple thousand words throughout the first few chapters, and have
So just have her
her
start like
tell
at the
that
new
story.
school.
Yes, have her start new school. You're like, oh, cool, new kid, new school, and slowly uncover the shit. Like, oh, fuck, what? Like, I think that would be a lot more fun. But I do see the other way. I really do see the other way as a
Yeah.
possibility. But my brain's telling me that my brain screams at me that it would be so much fun to slowly discover that. Does that make sense? Instead of being like, here's all the information.
Yeah.
I want to discover that. That's just
Well,
me.
yeah, I thought that too, but I figured because we're going into the new school with a new killing, that we're going to discover
Yeah,
more about the killer and the past. But that's why I was like,
yeah.
either way, honestly, Jay, either way,
Either
I
way,
would, yeah, I would put it out to
I would
your,
listen to her. This is her genre. This is not my genre, being honest. That's what you read. You know what I mean?
you
So I
don't
would
read
listen to
slasher
her a little bit
flicks?
more than me. I love watching, I grew up with Friday the 13th, Jason. I
Yeah,
loved him, adored him. Michael Myers, loved it. But I don't read YA slasher books
yeah.
with cheerleaders. You know what I mean?
As
That
long
leans more in
as,
your,
yeah, I would say as long as you have enough intrigue with the new murders throughout, you will be okay. But if you don't have it, then yes, I would weave that in to the story going forward. But I
yeah.
didn't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty interesting because sometimes if you when you watch those like summer camp movies from like the 80s, sometimes they'll start off with these were the murders that happened before in the past, and you get the quick, murder, and then it's like the present scene. That was how I pictured it. So, but I don't know.
Yeah, but
Again,
isn't it usually the gas station attendant that like, oh, we're going out to Crystal Lake? Like there's a character interaction, not just
that's
somebody
telling the
like
story.
telling you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
they
yeah,
go somewhere and the person's like going up the old
right.
Jason Voorhees haunts these grounds. They have a person, a character to
Yeah, yeah, they have
relay
that.
these,
Yeah,
and
but I'm
where
just
where
saying,
the
like,
other
you
one
get.
feels like an info dumpy a little.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was just thinking because you kind of get the back history of like where they're
Yeah,
going. So, but again, like I said, talk to your critique partners and ask them what they think because honestly, I feel like you can go either way. I feel like you keep it or get rid of it. Either way is gonna be fine. So that's a tough one, though. It's a tough one
listen,
because
listen to
if
her.
you're,
What that way?
because once
Listen
you
to her.
start, yeah, once you start querying, you want to get it right because the agent might come back and be like, "Oh, I wish you would have, played that storyline throughout the story, whatever." You never know. I mean,
Yeah,
agents are so picky today, but yeah, I would definitely reach out to your critique partners or even beta readers and see what they say, see if they what they would prefer too.
for sure.
But yeah, overall, I'm really, I mean, I'm excited. I look like this is definitely something that I would read. I would pick this up and read it during summer, and I feel like it would be like a quick read, and I probably would even read it by the beach or something. That could be fun. So you got a good thing
Yeah,
here, Jay. Anyway, I hope that our feedback was helpful to you, and you can take some of this and use some of our feedback. And of course, as always, we always say, if you get agented and your book sells, email us again, and we would love to have you back so you can talk about your book and your the process of getting an agent. And just as curious minds, of those of us who don't have an agent, we kind of want to know how the process goes. And so, just an invitation. That's all.
for
But
sure.
thanks anyway, Jay. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Yes. All right. Anyways, so hey, writer friends. Querying is hard, and putting together a query letter is even harder. We want to help. Send us your query letter and first 3 pages to our email at twowritersinAbar@gmail.com. and we'll read your query on air and give feedback on your first pages. And don't forget to tell us where we can find you on social media so we can share it with all our listeners. We want to help, inspire, and celebrate with you on your writing journey. So, you're not going to be writing the book that we had talked about before yet?
Not yet.
No.
No,
Wow. Okay.
but
All
I am
right.
soon.
Okay.
I think as
Yeah.
soon as I complete these next two editing process, these next two
Go
editing
through the editing process. Yeah.
through both novels, then I will dive into our dear Mindy.
Oh, her name's Dear Mindy now. Okay.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
always
okay. I
been
got
Mindy,
you. Got
Mindy
you.
darling.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I forgot, but we always called it something else.
Yes, we
But
did.
I won't
Yes.
say. Yes,
No.
yes, I won't say.
No. Yep. Mindy darling.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we look forward to whatever exciting things happening. I mean, I know what it is, but I know our listeners probably like what's going on.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. Are you doing anything for the holiday? Are you working?
Nope. I am off for the next 4 days, and
Nice.
the company I work for, we get the 4th and the 5th off as holiday pay with pay.
Ah,
So
nice. Very
I'm gonna do
nice.
some of this, and I'm gonna do some of this,
Yeah.
and I got a big stogie on the 4th of July. I'm gonna sit on the front porch and smoke a
Where
giant
did you get
stogie.
it? I thought you couldn't get them where you're at.
Oh, I can. They're just expensive as fuck.
Oh, okay. Damn. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. So, do you barbecue? What do you
Yeah.
guys do? What do you go to the lake? What do you do out there?
I usually just make ribs, and I
Oh,
make
okay.
potato salad. Yeah,
Okay.
barbecue pork ribs and potato salad and
Cracking open a beer
beers.
at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
That's usually what I
Yep,
do.
that's it. Just smoking meat, drinking beers,
Oh my
smoking
god.
stogies.
And smoking cigars. Smoking and
Hell
drinking.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Pretty
Okay.
much. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
We're writers.
Yes. Yes. Well, but we still get to take vacations. So we still get to take some time off.
We do.
Yes, yes. Well, I will be
Yes.
starting my
Yeah.
vacation on the 4th, and I'll be off for a few days. But I'm planning on
Nice.
being outside. I plan to go to the beach. I told my husband I'm cracking open a beer at 9 a.m.
Oh,
on
hell yeah.
vacation. Don't even look at me. If you don't need me, you don't. Because I'm
Yeah.
gonna be drinking
Oh,
early.
hell no.
I have plans. My
Yeah.
kids and I we're
And
gonna go to the
often.
boardwalk on Friday. My birthday's on Saturday. I'm gonna still drink on Sunday and then recover
Yeah.
Monday and go to work Tuesday.
There you go.
So
That
I
sounds
got
like a good time.
I got it all set out. Yeah.
Oh,
But we
hell
have
yeah.
no idea what we're doing
That's
for the
fun.
4th. I wanted to barbecue and just eat and just whatever. But my husband
Yeah.
wants to go down to, we have the rodeo grounds here with the rodeo that comes every year. But right before 4th of
Oh,
July,
cool.
they open it up with, there's a bunch of activities and there's fireworks show and like food. And I'm
Nice.
just like, I'd rather just stay home and like barbecue, but I don't know. We'll see. See what he wants to do. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
That'll be fun too. It'll be fun.
yeah. And then I plan on going to
I'm
the
a
beach one of those
homebody.
days. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. You
Well,
gotta go
I'm
to the
just
beach. You live
because
over there.
yeah. Well, my husband works from home and I have to go to work every day. So I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
leave. Like I want to stay
Fuck,
home.
hell no.
He's home all day.
No, but hell no. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go nowhere. You deliver me all my shit, and I'm gonna stay right here and get drunk.
Yeah. But well, we are gonna go to Santa Cruz Friday. I do want to go to Santa Cruz Friday. Not
Oh,
as the
cool.
beach, but there's the rides. It's the boardwalk, so we get to
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the movie what's the vampire movie from the 80s? It takes place in the
Oh, I
West
know
Santa Cruz.
exactly.
Lost
I know.
Boys.
Do you want me to tell you what it is?
The
Ah, you
Lost
got it.
Boys, yes. So they filmed that there,
Yes.
and so that's what we're going. We're gonna go.
Oh, nice.
The kids are gonna ride rides. I don't ride rides because I have old lady dizziness itis. I get
Yeah,
really
fair
dizzy,
enough.
but I plan on
Yeah.
drinking a lot of beer. My son's gonna drive, and it's gonna be fun.
And funnel cakes, right?
Funnel cake, the fried artichokes, fried zucchini, the
Oh,
garlic fries, the
deep
corn
fried
dogs, all that
pickles.
shit.
Deep
Yes,
fried
all of that.
pickles.
All of
Oh,
that. So while
yeah.
the kids are spinning and doing roller coasters, I'm gonna be drinking and eating, and it's gonna be hot. It's
Oh,
gonna be
hell
like
yeah.
really hot. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm excited. Yeah, so looking forward to that. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and then of course I'll start writing again. Probably after that, probably won't do much. I won't do any writing on my vacation.
No.
I probably should, but
You
right
need a
now I'm
break.
still. Well, I mean, yeah,
No.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
No,
But
take this time to reset. Like, take this time. Don't write a single word. Don't read a fucking single word. Just cross your eyes and point at menus and let your husband figure
yeah,
it
no,
out.
I'm definitely cracking up with a beer. I'm like, I'm going on Wednesday, and I'm gonna fill up my fridge.
Oh, for real.
I told my kids I want a bottle of bourbon. I'm like, just buy me a bottle of bourbon for my birthday. That's all I want.
Yeah. Yep.
They're like, okay.
Just chain your bookshelves up like nothing. You
I mean,
can't
I'm
read
not
for
gonna
5
lie.
days.
I'm really excited to start this book. Like, I've
Yeah.
plotted some, not all of it. I've plotted some. But I am looking forward to writing this one. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if I could jump into the adult genre because it's totally different. I mean, it's completely different from young adult.
For sure.
Way more
Yeah.
interiority, way more interiority. The writing has to be top
Yeah.
notch. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to kind of pushing myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I have the structure and the plotting down, but it's the writing. I think this book is going to help elevate me because I really want to
Yeah.
push myself to just really write
Oh,
those
hell yeah.
beautiful sentences
Oh, yeah.
and
Absolutely.
go deeper with the characters. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. No, that's exciting. Yeah, what I've seen of your latest work is wonderful. Like, I'm super excited for you.
It's
It's amazing.
okay, but it's
No, it's not. It's great.
yeah,
You got your
it's a
Bible. It's great. I like it.
stop.
I
It's
love
okay.
it.
Ken, you don't even read that genre. He's probably just like,
I
teenagers.
don't.
Just kidding.
I don't read that genre, but that's
Yeah.
not true. I love Harry Potter.
Okay.
Harry
Isn't Harry
Potter's
Potter
kind
middle
of
grade?
YA. Yeah, it was. The first book's
Well,
middle
start.
grade, and
Yeah,
then YA, and then I
it's fine.
love those books. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm not anticipating much from this book, and I always knew when I was writing it that it's gonna take because it's a very specific
You
premise.
should.
No, well, it's because agents are only picking up books that they want to read, basically, right? So, and I
Sure.
feel like this premise isn't one that's super popular with some
Who
agents
cares?
today. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna keep
If the
querying,
writing's
but
good, that's all that matters.
I don't know. I mean, I've been following a lot of agents that are like, they really are signing books that they want to read. That's the only
Well,
downside. And I
stop
don't
following those
my
ones and go with the ones that
no,
like
I mean,
the
I'm like,
writing.
I follow a bunch to
I know.
see what's
I'm
out
just giving you a
there,
hard
and
time.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you have to follow them. You got to read what they're saying, look at their wish list, and see what this, to
Yeah.
get an idea. I'm like, are they only looking for literary fiction? Then that's not me, and then I don't query them because
Oh,
I could
no.
tell by
No.
their manuscript wish list, like, oh, they only read like literary fiction. That's not me.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
yeah.
no, but if the
So
writing's good enough, it'll blow their girdles off, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Well, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. I'm querying it,
Yeah.
and I'm ready to move on to the next one, and we'll see what happens. I don't know, but I am excited. But
I think
anyway,
it's good.
guys.
I really like it. It's amazing,
Well, thank
by
you.
the
I
way.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're back on track. We're obviously going to be off for the next couple weeks, but we will be back with another episode. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye.
That's it for today's episode, friends. We hope you learned something new today. Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube under Two Writers Walk Into a Bar podcast. Our YouTube episodes will upload on Thursdays, the day after the show airs, if you want to watch. And if you want your query letter and first 3 pages critiqued and read on air by us, send them to our email at twowritersinabar@gmail.com. Put query on air in the subject line. We will read them on a first come, first served basis. Remember, we are here to help, inspire, and celebrate. Two Writers Walk Into a Bar podcast is produced by Brava Media Group.